What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy, the GoldenFairRow. Today we're going to be reacting to Tommy G. He makes some pretty good videos, but he dropped a new video, The Wild Business of Train Robbers. So we're going to go ahead and check it out and see what's going on. Also, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's do this. Got some good eats here.
Begin tonight with the latest on an attempted train burglary just east of Bakersfield.
This is a merchandise from the trains left on the tracks, suspected of being taken from the trains by thieves.
Your spanking new office printer might be delayed a few days in transit if it was parked on a FedEx rail car that was parked here Friday morning near Union Avenue. This was the scene early Friday on the tracks near Union, north of California Avenue.
And if you know what this is, comment that down below. I'm not gonna tell y'all, but just comment it down if you know what it is.
How do you feel while doing this?
A lot of adrenaline. I love it. That's kind of why I do it, you know?
No. Was there an event in your life where the money was stressful that this is what it is? Would you guys say this every night? What can you stand to make in a week?
25K.
Now, sometimes you guys stop the trains.
Yeah, go grab a pop member anywhere, pull it up on the tracks. You want to put like the hazards or something onto the train, you'll see it from the back. The ham's crafted. That looks kind of fancy. I'll have to look into that one.
The big question is, who pays? Well, in the long run, most likely insurance companies, which means you and I.
Alright, here we go.
When I imagine train robberies, I think back to the Wild West days when rugged outlaws like Jesse James and Butch Cassidy would
I'm gonna keep it going.
assemble a posse, then ride in on horseback to storm a train, execute their heist, and get away with the loot. And I would have told you that these train robberies were a thing of the past. That was until I got word that the business of train heist is alive and well. And in Bakersfield, California, where our episode takes place, these robberies can occur on a nightly basis. Now, I've made a career out of being fascinated by the mind of an outlaw. And today, we meet many of them involved in this train business. We witness these guys live in action, see how they evade law enforcement, and we get a first-hand look at how their underground economy works. This is a world where people drive cars on train tracks to get a train to stop to initiate the heist. To be successful at this, thieves have...
Alright, my bad guys, I had to change because I kept getting this food on my shirt and it kept staining it, so we're back now.
to avoid the federal agents, local law enforcement, and private detectives that patrol the railways and hunt down organized crime. This, folks, is the modern-day Wild West. Let's dive in. Folks, right here the video was supposed to be a sponsored ad, but they wanted me to read from a script and do some ass commercial, and I just didn't want to do it. All I want to do is make the best possible videos for you at home to watch. Right now the Patreon army is at about 1,400 people. Let's get it up to 2,000. That way we never have to do stupid ass commercials. And you get access to the best, wildest clips on the internet, guaranteed. Join the movement, join the army. Link is in pinned comments.
If you've been in a car accident, don't.
Yep. That boy Tommy G is a real G. If you guys want to look up his channel, I'm gonna leave it in the description. But this guy, essentially, he can like go to any gang location, and there'll be like gang members, and he can like interview them and like get a backstory of what they're like and like all these different things. But that's not relevant to this video. That's just a little insight on what Tommy G's content is.
What the impact theft has on a community is, just look no further than here. I've never seen this before. Celsius is behind, it locks last, you gotta push a button and have an employee come. So if you think theft only impacts the corporations and the big companies, you're wrong. It impacts the little guy with all these little hassles and things we have to go through. Our insurance gets higher, there's a lot of little factors and ripple effects that comes from theft. How bad is it?
Pretty bad. It was to the point that people will steal that.
Oh yeah, there's no such thing as thieving in 2024. But I mean 2025, my bad. But especially with cameras being everywhere, like your phone has a camera, this laptop I'm using has a camera, like pretty sure TVs have cameras. I don't know if people heard of that, but like everything's being monitored, everything's being recorded. You know, the world's so digital now, so it's like it's just hard to like not. It's hard to be not identified in this world. Like, there's so many ways people are gonna get your identification. It's crazy.
Like the Red Bull.
People are stealing Red Bull. According to Hammurabi Code, in severe cases, theft will be punished by either cutting your hand off or by death.
Wow.
So it's something that people have taken very seriously for a long time, but it seems like now more than ever in this current era, it's the most lightly punished it's ever been.
They say robbed the East Bakersfield Walmart last week. The robbery happened last Thursday, March 11th, just before 1:30 in the afternoon.
Nearby, there's people that are waiting for this thing to stop. So they get on board and get everything off of it. Someone's gonna crack it open and see what they can get. Maybe it's oranges, maybe it's baby supplies, maybe it's Amazon packages. Who knows? Something important could be on your way to your house, but instead, someone's gonna get their grubby paws on it, and you're gonna have to get your order reshipped.
Begin tonight with the latest on an attempted train burglary just
So if y'all are wondering why your package isn't coming in, this is probably why. I'm trying to think of a time when I didn't get a package. Let me think. But nah, I don't have any instances of that. Maybe delays. Nah, I might have missed some packages. I just don't know what it is right now.
east of Bakersfield.
Boxes of merchandise from the trains left on the tracks, suspected of being taken from the trains by thieves.
Bakersfield, California is a place you probably haven't heard of. Some people call it the armpit of California. It's rough out here. I mean, you have lots of homeless, and if you're a homeless guy with nothing to lose, what is it to you to try and take some things off a train and sell it?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
So clearly, something has gone down right around here. There's hundreds and hundreds of boxes here, and my first impression of this operation is kind of like a smash and grab. This was going out to Washington to a lady named Debbie, and this is going out to Jean in Washington. So a lot of people on the West Coast were looking for important shit. Who knows if a kid had a birthday coming up? And also, how much of this theft is wasted? Like, what can a person really do with a precision egg cooker? How much can you resell that for? I would guess they're looking for electronics, chargers, computers, video cameras. I don't know. If I had to choose between doing this and running into a Best Buy, I would choose the Best Buy all day. This to me seems like just one of the more dirty and messy ways to make some sort of income. No one's turning into Jeff Bezos off of this.
Hell no.
So earlier we were wondering what % of the thieves are homeless versus professionals, and this is a camp right next to all the action. I mean, just by the disorganized look at the scene, I would guess it's more of a homeless than a professional job.
Well, hey, I don't know nothing about it. It's not my business. This is my business.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, people who are robbing these trains or whatever, they're just like, they got nothing going on, you know what I'm saying? They ain't making more than like 6 figures a year. They're probably like somewhere in the slumps, you know, probably in the hood, man, probably trying to get it how they live, and they got robbed how they get it. So definitely don't see it being anyone successful who's like doing this type of stuff. Especially, man, so stupid, but
Boxes and shit everywhere. They don't really do it right here anymore. People are getting busted for it.
One's looking at deportation. If they caught you on the train grabbing something, you can bust you. But once you left the train, they could have released you.
What separates great thinkers and the okay thinkers isn't talent. It's what they do with their time. And the greatest thinkers humanity has ever seen spent their time fighting against death's clock. So how are you using yours? This is the idea.
We're suiting up right now during what's prime time train hours, which is from now about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock till 2 a.m. So I guess from the clues that we've been getting, we're dealing with more of an addict homeless situation and like sketchy characters on the fringes. What percent of people in this game would you say are homeless versus professional?
About 70% are homeless, to be honest with you.
How long have you been doing this for?
I've probably going on like 3 or 4 years now.
And how many missions over those 3 or 4 years?
Quite a bit. Probably too many to count, to be honest. It's we just drive around, you know, that's kind of what we do around here is we just drive around, and then if we see a train stop, we'll call everybody. Like, hey, yo, this is where we're at.
What are some of the things you have to be aware of in doing a mission? Like, how do you plan this out?
Honestly, there's not really much planning behind it. It's you see it, you go, you know, and then jump on it right away because it's you kind of on a time limit. You know, it's how long is it gonna?
Okay, so like not only is it a super dangerous job and you can get mad and messed up, but yeah, I'm letting keep
Think for this person take off, or you know, when are the cops gonna show up?
Yeah, so then you can also get the cops called on you and obviously go to jail and you know be in jail for a while. So it definitely isn't, you know, this isn't something anyone should motivate to do in their future lives. You know, this isn't a future career or anything. This is just something that, you know, some low life guy is trying to put some money in his pocket. And so, yeah, you know, just avoid this, guys, in the future, please.
Is security getting heavier and heavier now that this is becoming more of a common thing?
I would say so, yeah. They've started parking trucks and security guards around where the trains stop and things like that. Back in the day, you know, you wouldn't have none of that. You just be there and open shit up, and you'll be there for a cool, like 2-3 hours or something like that, you know?
Now, sometimes you guys stop the trains.
Yeah, go grab a car or whatever, anywhere, pull it up on the tracks, you kind of like heisting it on top of the tracks, you know? Most time you want to put like the hazards or something on so the train will see it farther back.
How much money can you stand to make on a mission?
I've made about $5 grand.
Not knowing when a train might roll through, we gave E-Money a GoPro and told him to record a mission so we could see how it all goes.
$5 grand at what cost?
Now, here's what he captured.
Let's see if I can see anybody with a lot with popping because I have to get full colors on me.
How do you feel while doing this?
A lot of adrenaline, just pumping, you know, it's a crazy feeling. I love it. That's kind of why I do it, you know, it's exciting and just fun to do.
We separated from E-Money and set out on our own to patrol the tracks. Our goal was to be in position and near the action if a train robbery was going to happen that night. Here's what went down. At least 2 different crews are doing their inventory right now, seeing what's on the inside, and from what we understand, there's serious consequences for this now in California. California's not as light criminally as they used to be, so we're kind of just waiting to see what they find and seeing what our next step is.
I'm on my way.
What are you looking for in the trains? What are you hoping to find in the trains?
Anything worth profit. I mean, I've found $100 worth of cards, you know, like little we call them player cards and stuff like that. 2 or 3 people inside, and we just throw them out. Just start throwing them like this. People on the ground will grab them, and just throw them in the truck. After that, we'll go to a different location.
There's an organized team.
Or it could be anywhere from like 3 to 6 people.
That's so wild, man. And you know what the shittiest part part is, it definitely hurts the small businesses that are, trying to like get their names out there and try to make themselves known to the world, and like they're trying out. There could be this person who wants to like buy this like cologne, for example, right? And this business is just trying to get themselves from the ground up. And you got assholes like this who just want to rob trains and like take people's stuff, and like now they can't review that product properly and like do all this stuff. It just sucks,
What's going on? They're hitting it? By the truck?
What the is going on?
Either they're hitting it over here.
Oh, I got 10.
Do I move?
So you think you know Wix? Do you really?
So viewers for catching the action. No. Holy shit.
Holy sh!
Holy shit. Okay, so going on right behind us right now is, that's law enforcement right there. Hey, the cops are right there. Hey, the sheriff's right there. Hey. What the
Holy shit, we should go.
Should we get back in the car?
Yeah, go.
Miguel,
Miguel.
let's get back in the car.
What the fuck was that, dude? Holy shit!
So you might be wondering why we were running back to the car. Keep in mind, we had just seen the sheriff, and what we weren't sure of in that moment was what were the legal ramifications even being near a train robbery. As you can imagine, robbing a train is a big federal crime. Under the U.S. Code's Title 18, Section 1991, anyone who assaults, robs, or attempts to rob a train can face serious prison time, up to 20 years. It's considered an act of theft on interstate commerce, which of course makes it the business of the feds. He basically is like, are you guys the cops? We said no. Then he starts opening it up and just going ham. Then a sheriff drives by, and then it just lurches. Okay, so obviously there is no place for stealing. I'm not advocating it. But the adrenaline rush of just being by the action, I can see why these guys are addicted just to the thrill of the job. That was insane, wasn't it? But what if you're not robbing the train? You're like us, near it. If you are caught trespassing within a certain distance of train tracks, you could still be committing a crime. We filmed this in California, and doing some research into this, it looks like California laws make it a misdemeanor to trespass within 20 feet of the tracks. This can land you up to 1 year in county jail. Luckily, we filmed this entire episode within 21 feet or further from the tracks. So what if, someone's ordering baby formula and baby bottles and it doesn't get there on time? Like, what about the impact of it?
Agreed. The way I look at it is if you're ordering it off of Amazon or online somewhere, like, not too much need in it. You gotta wait to, even if you get to the next day shipping, you're still waiting that time to get it, so.
I guess what stands out to me is the outright lawlessness. I think if people in other countries watching this, seeing this happens in the United States, I think it would blow their minds.
Yeah.
To think that a sheriff would drive by as you're blatantly stealing packages from a train, which is a federal offense, that he just keeps going on with his day. Where else does that happen? It's Keegan's birthday today, so happy birthday, Keegan. Write in the comments, happy birthday, Keegan. No better way to celebrate a birthday than by chasing down train thieves and 2 minutes before Googling whether it's a felony or misdemeanor.
Man, we just want Tommy G to be safe, though, man. We be filming all types of criminals and different things like that. So.
Ham's graphics. I was kind of fancy. I have to look into that one. Some cream junk. Some wheelchair stuff. Kitchen stuff. Was that wrapping paper or something? It's an interesting one. something. Shoes. Ooh, nice little bag. That's about it. Didn't get too many this time, but I have to get out of there. The train's still moving.
Is that unusual for the train to start moving like that?
No, especially when they're like switching conductors like that.
So how would you rate the haul overall?
This one's one of the lower end ones. Altogether right there, probably 150, maybe.
I saw a sheriff look at someone stealing and kept driving.
Yeah, sheriffs out here, they need a law enforcement. Don't really give a shit. It seems like they're scared. They're scared of everybody out here.
If caught, what's the penalty?
I don't know. It's probably a good few years or so. They're fighting a big case for sure. It's federal.
So it's very spur of the moment. It went from nothing's gonna go down tonight to 2-minute notice just happened.
Yes, and that's how it goes. Whenever you get the call, you gotta hurry up and get there. 90% of it, to be honest with you.
Talking to this guy got me wondering how many stolen goods are floating around on places like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. I mean, how many people completely unaware are furnishing their homes, buying gifts for their kids, even getting school supplies like laptops and calculators without realizing that we too are participating in the underground economy. One of the train robbers told me like this straight up: if it's a brand new item listed at 50% of retail or less, or an item missing its original packaging, chances are it's stolen. It made me wonder what percent of goods on a site like Facebook Marketplace are lifted items. One day, when I interview Mark Zuckerberg, I will ask him for his take on this. But for now, it's wild to think that any one of us can have something in our homes that we use on a daily basis that was stolen in a train heist.
Yeah, that's
Would you
crazy.
consider yourself to be an entrepreneur?
It's wild, man.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
What's your
Get rid of the boxes, honestly, and then start pricing stuff out.
Have you ever been close to getting caught?
Yeah, we had somebody, where to stop. They were on the other side of the fence, I think, got some property or something, and they said they were calling the cops, and we hear it all the time, so we push on for a little bit, and this time the cops, they showed up pretty fast, and so they show up, and we all just dip down. You gotta get low, just gone, dude.
Last night, a train robber approached us in an off-camera meeting and told us about his operation. He had stash houses, getaway drivers, and lookouts stationed in the mountains. So the next morning, we spent the day tracking the trains through the mountains, trying to see it from a train robber's point of view.
And once you get that caught, I mean, sure, the sheriff might not catch you today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not a year from now. But damn, man, when you get caught, it's over with, man. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna keep robbing trains? Like, I don't know. It's such a silly thing to participate in. I know it's addicting, and I know people like to, make quick profit, but like at the end of the day, it's like, it's just it's not a full career path. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth your time. And then, if you go to jail, they can put that on your record, so then you can't work a normal job. So then what? You can't rob trains. You can't work normal jobs. It's just not. It's not liable. It's not a thing you should be doing or pursuing out there in the world. So there's millions of things. There's millions of ways to make money, like Flight says. Shout out FTC. Millions of ways.
Behind me is another train going towards Bakersfield. We're gonna see if we can link up with the guys that are gonna hit this train. This is a modern day rodeo shit. And at nightfall, we returned to the towns of Bakersfield and Oildale to see yet another train robbery. But first, we had to talk to the locals and see what they thought about this. Are you aware that most nights when the train stops, people just descend on the trains and just take everything they can out of it?
I know that happens, but don't know if it happens near here.
And I don't know if you saw the boxes that are on the side of the road.
No, I haven't seen them.
But what do you think about that?
I think it's horrible. They're going to catch somebody robbing a train.
Now, here's something that's going to blow your mind. We saw it last night. A sheriff drove right by as a guy was opening up the train and taking boxes, and he just kept driving by.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Maybe he didn't see it? I mean, how could you not see it?
I mean, we get people come in here all the time who steal, and they just walk up, grab and walk out. Not even care.
There's a bunch of criminals here. There is, especially in Oildale. There are. Yeah, you have to be very careful. We have cameras at my house. I mean, we take all precautions. They just stole our mailbox not long ago.
Your mailbox?
Yeah, our community mailbox, yeah. So, that's my husband.
Hello, how you doing? Sir, I hear you're missing a mailbox.
Yes, sir, I am. And yeah, there's a lot of thieving going on around these neighborhoods.
Are you aware that the trains get hit regularly?
Yeah, I heard all about that, yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's a bunch of bull. Yeah, that's not even right. They should have more security on those trains than what they do. Yeah, I don't understand how they can get in those trains so easy and take all the stuff off of them without anybody noticing.
No, folks, this is romance right here. Sir, what did you just do? You handed her what?
Ruffles? Potato chips?
And it's not even Valentine's Day, huh?
No, we love each other, though. Yeah, we do. We've been married 20 years, but...
Congratulations. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a good night.
So we had a helicopter
Hold
circling
right there,
at
man.
the same time last night.
That's 100% a helicopter.
think
No
you
plane
can,
moves like that.
Maybe you have to watch the video.
Yeah. Their center of rotation is 100% around the. Yeah.
But yeah, like that lady was saying, all they gotta do is install she has cameras in her house, but all they gotta do is install cameras on the trains. I mean, if they can do it on your car, they can definitely do it on a train.
So here we go. Here's some of the fragments of what remains from last night. They obviously cleared it out. They have some sort of system. Whole Foods, Amazon returns. So yeah, Amazon lost out last night. So now our job for the rest of the night is, one, talk to the guys that have their hands in this and get more of the story from them. Two, see if there's another mission, which chances are there will be. It just is, will we be in the right place at the right time when it goes down?
This game...
There's way other ways I would rather steal. If I had to get into the business of stealing, I feel like this is one of the harder ones to make money in.
Yeah,
So we're going to
sure.
a spot that is involved in the package smuggling, and the local's going to tell us about it. What are we looking at here?
So I heard this is like the gateway to get back and forth to the tracks. There's a pipe road that fences ripped open all the way.
But yeah, you shouldn't steal at all. Because again, it's 2025, they got cameras everywhere, so.
So they go through here, another hole,
That's where actually
tracks.
see where the trains are right there.
So this is a popular place in the city where the train gets hit.
This whole road, there's like 10 sets of tracks in the buffer. That's probably where that train is right there is probably second or third row tracks.
Why do you think this doesn't get fixed?
Because it's not the train's property, it's the train. Local property, it's someone else's property. They come in yellow totes. And a lot of the stuff does, it comes in like those trains right there. And they're just stacked yellow totes of like, I would say like all kinds of shit, 99-cent store type stuff.
So how many main spots throughout the city would you say get hit?
Anywhere along the tracks, really.
The last spot we were at, helicopter was circling. You think that's preventative on the police's part?
Yeah, it helps because the guys know that the cops got there, the helicopters got the flare, so they can see them, even if they don't have the light on. So that helps. You gotta like penalize them for this shit. You gotta like actually go to jail instead of breaking, stealing shit. You go to jail and get let out the next day, and then they just let them stack up their cases and they keep getting busted, and then eventually, yeah, they throw them in jail, but it don't be long enough. People aren't gonna learn, and nobody wants to work. They want to buy really easy. It's all fun and games until it happens to you. Right?
So just another example of sloppy thieving.
And the worst part about it is we're destroying our earth. Like you can see all the trash and stuff. I don't know if people know that we only have one earth. Like we don't get another earth after this. So it's like, I don't understand why people just don't throw shit away in the trash. It's so irritating, but.
People want to have
anyways.
sympathy, and I get it. Like if someone's down on their luck and they fall back on rent, that's one thing. But when you just want to turn the entire city into your own trash can, that's where I draw the line.
Right.
Would you say you have any economic stressors in your life?
My motto is everything's a hustle since I was born.
To get into some of these things, like did it come from economic struggle where like, hey, I gotta pay a bill, so I'm gonna try something new? Or like, how did you even get into this world?
Dad didn't do some of the smarter stuff. He did a lot of dumb shit, and I guess I kind of fell on that same path.
So is it more the thrill or the economics of it?
A little bit of both.
We got connected to a local named Tweak. He was going to be going on a train job later that night, so I asked him about how he evades law enforcement and how he prepares for a mission. Here's what he said.
You just got out of jail? What was that? And what'd you get hit for?
I was got on probation once and shit. I've been running under them shit all the time. Like, not going to court and stuff on court shit.
So how often you do the train business?
Yeah, I don't really do it too much anymore. Like, I was to stay out there. When I seen some of the federal marshals out there, they back it down like they did.
Federal marshals out there?
They've been seen out there. I've seen personally twice. Federal marshals out sitting out there going and doing sweeps out there. They're picking up people. They were doing three car links in a row at a time with the pepper ball guns and shit in the cars. Riding down next to the train. So when the train stops, they're driving up and down the whole time as it stops, patrolling. So, and they became, you could go further from the railroad, like skip to the tracks or the little C trains that you got, of course. But
what do you got?
That's the standard.
Do you actually use that?
Yeah, that's the best way to have it. Just me, I want to keep poking pot with them and toss it out before they catch up to me.
It's just amazing what drugs will make someone do. And it just feels, I don't want to say like a waste, but like all this stolen stuff is just going to a cycle that gets deeper and deeper. Like, it's not like, oh, if I hit enough trains, then I'll be able to move on to something else. It doesn't have the same glamour as the outlaw cowboys back in the day hitting trains. This will be our last night out in the trains. We'll see what we run into and see what we see.
Yeah, back in the day, you probably wouldn't have gotten caught because it wasn't cameras, but now there are. So it's like, it definitely isn't the same. It's just a matter of like, you know, it's a matter of time before you get caught and face the repercussions, you know.
As we walked up to the scene, we realized that the trains had just been hit right before we got there. So we got to approach the crews on the ground to see what the next step in their business process was.
In the background right now, there's a guy just going through boxes. And again, as we came here, look at that, that's the sheriff right there. I don't know how obvious that is from the road. Seen pretty heavy police activity through here, and right in the back there's a crew going through fresh boxes. So I don't know if there's another train coming or if we just kind of missed it and we're seeing the aftermath. But either way, it's kind of like piranhas on a fresh piece of meat. So you guys enjoy it? Was it a good haul? These yellow bags are from the train?
Yeah.
You were the guy we saw 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Did you get hurt? Because the train like lurched.
Oh, we just walk like that, man.
We've seen like 2 or 3 sheriffs drive by. They just don't give a shit, do they?
If it would have been like a bunch or something, they would probably call me up.
You may hear me mention a few times expressing shock that the sheriffs did nothing but just drove by. But there may be an explanation for this. One of the train robbers told me that because the tracks are federal jurisdiction, the local PD has a tough time building cases that stick on these guys. Not sure if that is all true, but more on that later. I have an arrest story coming for you guys in just a couple minutes.
Would you guys say this is every night?
Bakersfield, east side of Bakersfield, you know what I mean? That's where I'm from. Trying to get $1 out of 15 cents. Yeah, that's it, man. I'm trying to eat. Pick me up right here by the bridge. I already got everything packed up, ready to go. Alright, that's the ride, man. You gotta get the ride ready to go so get up out of here. Just gonna make this money now, man. Probably won't happen till the morning, but shit, it's gonna happen. And we eat instead for dinner.
What got you into this business?
My boy right there. My boy, he a beast at this, but already up in the mountains. He got rolled up on by Pinkerton. They arrested him and he found him in his truck and everything.
So Pinkerton's really serious.
Oh yeah, Pinkerton is the one they'll get you. Pinkerton is the one they're the OGs, you know what I mean?
Let's bring you up to speed on the infamous Pinkerton Detective Agency. This 170-year-old firm has been cracking down on criminal plots since the 1850s. Their claims to fame include foiling an early assassination attempt on Abraham Lincoln, making outlaw Butch Cassidy and his guys flee to South America to avoid being caught by them, and that in the 1890s, with over 32,000 guys on staff, they boasted more manpower than the entire U.S. Army.
So what kind of job satisfaction do you have? feel like you're caught in a cycle?
Now, yeah. Because, I mean, if I stop out, then, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna leave, so I really can't stop it. You know what I mean? You can make a good payday, you can make a real good payday. But, I mean, unless you're willing to shut down shop and stop doing what you're doing, then it's gonna keep going, be a cycle. Keep on going, keep on going. People are gonna hear about it, you're gonna get broken people out here. But I mean, you tend to weed out the people that are built for it, the people that aren't. You know what I mean? Like, it's a waiting game. It's a hit and a miss. You never know when you're gonna hit. But when you do hit, you can hit pretty fast. You can hit good.
What can you stand to make in a week?
I've made up to close to 25K. Maybe as low as a couple $100. Just all depends on what you find.
Was there an event in your life, like a financial stressor that said, this is what I'm going to do?
I've always a broken neck car accident. She severed her C4 up and down C7. She was paralyzed, she couldn't walk. I lost my job. I had to take her to the doctor. All the doctor visits, we had to teach her how to walk again.
What kind of job were you working for?
I had a great job. I was working agriculture, I had a company truck. I was making about 75K a year. I mean, I had a really good job.
You quit that to do this?
That's
Because you
crazy.
make more than
I mean, now I broke the record for myself.
Man was making 75K a year and said, hey, I'm just going to start robbing trains and making a fraction of that. Nuts, man.
Once you get into it, it's it. You know what I mean? It's kind of, that's why I tell people that do it, or once you try to do it, it's just remain smart, don't be fun.
There's a lot of youth out there that are feeling really reckless and thinking, hey, I can just get quick shit. And they don't have a record yet. What would you tell them?
It's not worth it. You're gonna get yourself up to federal charges. You know what I mean? Once you get federal charges, you do 85% of your time. You're not gonna do no half time. There is no fucking, you know.
I mean, you can't deny there is money in what they're doing, but it's like, again, at what cost, you know? Like, you just gotta keep that in mind when, you know, jumping on these trains. At the end of the day, I'm not a police officer, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to the roots of it, like, I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I'm sticking to my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to pull up and start robbing fucking trains. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. Excuse the language. Excuse the language. My bad.
You sit down with big boys. I don't know if you noticed.
It's a little bit crazy, you know.
Flying around the past 7 months. I've been watching it. They come, routine, they come around, circles around, and circles around. And, I mean, they have these sensors, they have, in my vision, they follow you back to your home, they follow you back to wherever you're going. That's why I said,
I'd rather join the army.
Sure enough, this
I'd rather join the army, get shot at, than rob trains. You feel me? Like, it just ain't a flex either. I mean, if you get a girl, like, what are you gonna tell her? I rob trains? I mean, it's just like, I don't know, man. You know, some people, they get a satisfaction out of it, but then it's like, when you see it from a bigger picture and you see like, hey, this is how I want my life, this is how I want to live my life, and this is how I want things to be in my life, like, you choose to go a certain path versus, you know, if you're just trying to, you know, be a cash grab and trying to get quick bucks and like, that's it. I mean, I don't know, if you got like goals in your life, like starting a family or like, you know, whatever, you're not gonna be out here doing illegal things. So I don't know, but this was a good video. Shout out Tommy G. Let's see what else.
This guy here, who I'll call C, got arrested exactly in the manner that he described. He recently got out of jail and called me to tell me that the same week we had met him, he completed a train mission and went to his safe house, where he was then tracked down by a police helicopter and swarmed by 12 sheriff's vehicles. He was arrested at gunpoint, brought to jail, and was told that he was facing 3 years of federal time. However, he said that due to what seems to be a technicality of jurisdiction, apparently the local police had to drop his case, which, if this is true, would explain why the sheriffs would just drive past and ignore the train thieves. If anyone watching this episode is in law enforcement or is a lawyer, please tell me if this local police not having jurisdiction holds any water.
I guess most crime seem to be indicative of someone being stuck in a cycle. And anytime you're stuck, you're not free. So it's just sad. Like, even though they're doing bad shit, like stealing some packages, I still feel bad for these people. I still sympathize with them in a way.
They're all human at the end of the day, but they know consciously what they're doing. They're just doing shit that's not right.
This
for
is
the
not a life.
community, and they don't care about the community. They just want a quick buck. You know what I'm saying? So.
That anyone would envy. There's nothing glamorous, there's nothing cool. Because I think at the end of the day, you want to have an impact in the world that's positive. Everyone wants that. This is not something that you can rest easy doing. At least I don't think so. All right, folks, that was an inside look into the business of train robberies and theft. This was a wild ride. As always, I appreciate you joining me. I have the best job in the world. It's only possible because you guys tune in. My final message is this. We all have choices. And you can either build a positive cycle or you can build a negative cycle. You pick where you want to go. And obviously some of us have better deck of cards at the beginning, but I really believe life is how you play the cards. So do what's going to be best for you, your family, your community. Thank you guys. See you next week.
Hey, I was real Tommy G. We like those. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.